All right, Ultimate Hoops Nation, I'm Donovan Rutledge, here with Kevin Chase joining me. Just a few post-game thoughts, and I'll give it to Kevin. What do you think about tonight's game?
Well, I would like to say welcome to the first video piece, everybody. And as you can see, he's up to par, looking the part of an actual interviewer. So when you see him, make sure to give him a lot of crap because cherries are popping today. That Rebels game was a little bit ugly. Weird, right? But 72-64, the score was much higher for a typical Rebels game if you're going to lose. Usually if it's a 72-64 game, you should be on the high end of winning that game. Halftime, we were up 3. We were moving the ball pretty well, playing good offense. Okay defense. Not so great on inbounds plays. Let some rebounds get away from us that we shouldn't have. Gave up some easy buckets off turnovers, which is how the Rebels thrive, and stayed within that game, but we were still up. And I think we were kind of banking on that we were going to keep that flow going. And then come in the second half, 5-6 possessions right away, dribble up, one shot miss, they come down, bucket. Same thing, up. And that killed us. And then, you get that 10, 15-point hole against the Rebels, and it's hard to get out of. I mean, we got the offensive talent to get out of a hole like that. But not only if we're doing the ISO ball, which helps with the Rebels because they will help well, but we got to have our offside ball screens occur away from the ball. We got to have people filling spots not too dissimilarly that you would for a zone, so that when that guy drives and that double comes, we have an out for him. But we were kind of watching, thinking like, we got all these guys that can score, and they're going to get their bucket or they're going to get to the line, and or we're all going to rebound the same position, leave that middle, open up the gut, fast break out, bucket, and then we're trying to run back to play D on that, and it's an and one situation. It was everything you shouldn't do against the Rebels. So, we could have done better. I'm not too upset with our team because it's only the second game of the season, and with the way we played to only lose to the Rebels by 8, that's probably the only good thing you can glean from it tonight. You should have lost by 20, in all honesty. But yeah,
right. There's a lot of good to pull out of this game, and it looks like on power rankings after last week, you guys were ranked number 2.
Yep.
You made a lot of additions to this team, obviously adding Roderick Powell. How do you think that's going to help your team going forward?
The one thing I like about Ra is he can take over a game in any side of the game. And he's coming back from a shoulder injury, so we know what he can do offensively. I know what he can do defensively because I played with him for a lot of years. Bringing the ball up, setting up the offense. If, for example, Noe's not here tonight, it's just we can't have him set up the offense and be passive. So, but he does everything and he fits anything we need. And we got people that are willing to sacrifice the style of play that they're accustomed to win. And I think we got everybody on here that can do that. Last year's team was the same way, just not as offensively gifted in some parts, but we're getting used to playing together. But this season is an entirely different situation because we added 3 new people, lost a few, but at least we're all here at the beginning of the season trying to gel. Jacob Barton is a fantastic addition. That guy has got range, smart defender, good footwork, big body. He's got a beautiful 3, which, as everybody saw last week, granted that was a really quick snippet. I would have liked if we could have gotten a slow-mo on that, because that would have been awesome because it was just such a flash. And then Abdi, we all know what he does to the mid-range. But Abdi's mid-range isn't good for us if we're not setting screens for the guy, which should be happening away from the ball. So, yeah, I like what we got the rest of the season. And we're built to be fast. We're built to play defense. We may be lacking a smidgen in size on the height standpoint, but I don't think we're missing size on strength. So I like our team. I'm not going to say what I think we should finish because if we don't finish that way, I guarantee you, Izzy will be the first person to comment on not finishing. This is going back to the Goodfellas second season when we picked up Tuan. I said we were probably going to go 8-0, and then they beat us for our only loss that season, and he made a comment right away, good to know that they couldn't finish 8-0. So I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to give Izzy anything to hit a home run off of, but yeah, I like our squad this season. It'll be good. We just got to get everybody healthy, got to get everybody running. So.
Good. I think it's smart not to give Izzy too much or he'll take off with it. Great point.
We're talking about the Shockers thing last week?
Yeah, with the whole Zhao Li thing. What do you think about that? Do you think it was right for Zhao and the Shockers to give up, to keep feeding the ball to Zhao and let him take off for a record?
So the reason I'll agree with Izzy in a sense that it is bad for the league. I don't know, and Reed could probably answer this maybe on like a side note snippet or something. I don't know how many people look at our website to be like, I'm going to join our league based upon what we have on the website. Usually they get about it through word of mouth, or they come in the gym, they see it going. But make sure to have a little subtext heading going here, Reed, about the actual percentage of web users joining the league on that alone. We should do a survey monkey on it. It'd be great. But it's bad for the league in the sense of people that are thinking about doing it and then find out there is a website and have seen it play just off of a score like that, because we do know that there's some other leagues in some other areas that don't have the size of the league or the amount of players, or even have a healthy rec like we do, where like you can have like 6 or 7 teams and there's a blowout city, and you see a guy who's averaging 3 points a game, 27 rebounds, and 8 blocks a game, because his whole team's got all the 6'5" guys, and they're playing a bunch of 5'10"ers. I don't know. I'm assuming that's the case. But when it's a 5-on-4 game, I mean, I've been on the receiving end of doing a 5-on-4 game. Even when we've had more than the other team has, we play 4-on-4. I mean, obviously, it's a little bit better game to do 4-on-4, but even then, it's still not really basketball in a sense. I'm not going to really be too hard on Zhao. I'm going to be a little bit harder on the Crusaders, because if that was me on a 4 team, I would just make somebody else score. I would play D, I would double him, I would chase him, I would do whatever. And then if he's still jacking up shots and finding a way, I would foul myself out of the game, and then we can't play with 3, and that game's done, and he's not scoring that points. And then everybody gets to go home early, because we know that 5-on-4 game is not going to end for my team for a win, and I don't want people getting hurt. So that's my 2 cents on it. I mean, of course I didn't like it. It's like somebody going to NBA 2K and putting the game on easy and playing the game with your little brother who's 2 years old and he's got a blind left eye because you can't beat any of your friends because you're not good at the video game. That's to me what it feels like, and I know people are going to probably rip on me for that, and I get everybody had fun, and that's okay. But I can understand the frustration with that, and for the health of a league, we don't want to see a lot of blowouts, because then that means either it's not a talent-rich pool, teams aren't evenly, the parity isn't there that we would like, or just, you get a new team coming in getting posterized by 100 points, and they're like, I don't think I want to do this anymore. I got a lifetime membership, and then I got to pay for league fees on top of that. I'm not coming here to get my butt whooped all the time. So that's why I don't think it's good for the league, but it's a one-off situation. I think we should just move past it, let it be done, and go from there, in all honesty. So what did you see tonight? I'm going to throw some questions at you.
Okay, what did I see tonight? I saw a close game between you guys. Looks like you guys were battling a lot harder than when you guys faced the Rebels in playoffs last season.
Yeah, different squad, different year. They don't even have Kolobi tonight either, and that's not the same Rebels team that we normally see with Kolobi, and that would have been an entirely different game. Who knows what would have happened? But what do you think of those Vikings?
Footballers, they look pretty solid. I mean, athletically, there's no question that they can get up and down the floor. They can fly.
I would hope so.
Yeah, Sherrills, I think he put together the squad. They look like they could maybe win a few games out here. Doesn't look like they have a whole lot of shooters. They might need to find some kind of solution to how they're going to score besides just pounding it into the paint each time.
Yeah,
so we'll see how that plays out.
I think they should just run a 3-man weave nonstop. The ball doesn't touch the ground, and just do it that way. I think that would be the best bet, in all honesty. But I would like to say rec. We need some people to do some interviews every now and then too. Donovan's new. Make life hard for the guy. Let's put him through the ringer, and when you see him, give him some crap for his first one being broke. See you, UH.
I like it. That's Kevin Chase. I'm Donovan Rutledge, and thanks for tuning in.